So can you tell us about Uplink and where that idea came from?
Absolutely. So Uplink is one of the modes in Call of Duty Advanced Warfare multiplayer. There's over a dozen, and Uplink is brand new to Call of Duty, and it's proven to be a ton of fun. We know that Call of Duty is competitive by nature, and it's also social by nature, and so we had this concept about really framing up the experience of a team in a true team way. And we've got great returning team objective-based games like Capture the Flag, right, and Uplink, but we wanted to take that one step further, and we were inspired by really having the team work together to complete an objective. And in this case, you start with a satellite drone on your team, and you have to get it to your Uplink terminal. And throughout, you can make a sprint for the Uplink terminal, you can pass the satellite drone to your member on your team. You can pass it to the enemy, and when he grabs it, he drops his gun, and you have a minute to take him out. And it becomes a really dynamic sort of team-based game. It's a tremendous amount of fun. It's been likened to sort of Call of Duty meets I don't know, football or a sport sort of event like that. It's rooted in the lore of the game, which is, you know, advanced warfare and satellites and drones, and it's all about gun action. But it's got a really fast, dynamic sort of experience, and we're really hopeful that the public's going to love it, and we actually are really hopeful that the competitive community is going to love it too.
All right, and you've added Momentum, which is a sort of a new version of War. Can you talk about that and how you come about sort of innovating old modes? Like you could have changed some of the other modes as well.
Yeah, I mean, look, all the modes go through a new feeling and an innovation just with the introduction of the exoskeleton, right? Like Kill Confirm, Team Deathmatch, Dom, Search and Destroy with the exo, with boost jump and verticality, and with exo abilities, cloak and hover and shield. They all play very new and fresh, which is exciting. We also spent a lot of time listening to fans, thinking about the types of games that we wanted to play. Capture the Flag stood out, right? So now you have EXO Capture the Flag and Hardpoint, the return of Hardpoint. And War has always been one that we've all enjoyed, you know, is in World at War. It's been sort of a fan nostalgic favorite, but hasn't been around for a while. And so we wanted to bring that back. And so yeah, with more than a dozen, and with the introduction of the EXO and the boost and all of the movement sets and abilities and perks, they're all new in their own way, but certainly fan favorites come back in a big way too.
Regarding maps, well, for instance, we've seen San Francisco is both in the single player and the multiplayer. How do you go about designing that? Is it single player first and then multiplayer, or how do you do that?
I think there's a little of each. I'm not sure a multiplayer map will come into single player just yet. But as far as single player, you know, we have a story, and we design our levels around this story. In that case, you know, it came from single player. But if you'll see that the single player level is quite a bit different than the multiplayer map. So it's basically, you are almost on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge. But the multiplayer is basically, they're just going to design a great map, and it's going to have a theme. But the whole idea with this one is just trying to make something that's very interesting, very well done.
So can we talk a little bit about competitive? How has that influenced the game? You seem to be listening a lot to all those players. How has that influenced multiplayer, and has that influenced single player in any way?
Yeah, I mean, we've had a bunch of the esports guys in over the last few months, and they've been, you know, giving us a lot of good feedback. But it's important to note that, you know, this is a game for everybody, and we've listened to, you know, fans, whether they're hardcore or, you know, just kind of newbies. But it's not just about one group. It's trying to make each group satisfied with it. And we spent a lot of time on that. It's a nice challenge to have, and we realize that there's people from you know, all walks of life and that will play this. So we thank the esports guys for the help, and look forward to some more competitive matches up ahead. But it's for everybody.
Yeah, how do you actually do that? Because it seems like the base game is still Call of Duty, but But with all these things you've added, with exoskeleton, pick 13, customizable kill streaks, you've sort of raised the skill gap in a way, and sort of you can do more.
Yeah, this is really, like Glenn said, built for everybody, and that means, really for Call of Duty, it's meant to be a game that you can find easy to pick up, but hard to master, right? And so in making sure that it's an easy, accessible game for maybe new players or people who haven't played Call of Duty in a while, or we have all kinds of ways that we've tried to address that. We've got a brand new training mode called Combat Readiness Program, and that's all about taking away any of the intimidation of the game and putting you into a place where you and your friends can play against bots and really learn all about the new systems, all the way to things like we feel loot and the ability to reward players often makes that experience great. Pick 13 was another decision we made because we know that new players don't often get 3 score streaks, right? They don't earn the 3rd score streak, so why not allow them to use those slots to take an extra lethal or an extra perk to help them along? So we really have tried to make this the most customizable Call of Duty to date, at the same time allowing new players ways to make it feel easy to pick up and harder to master.
One of the things that seems to come up every year there's a Call of Duty is quick scoping there. How do you address something like that specifically, but with other weapons as well?
Again, it comes down to balance, right? And you definitely want to allow players the ability to master a weapon and get good at it over time. And at the same time, you don't want any one particular weapon type to be overpowered. So we think with the strength of pick 13, where you can really customize to your play style. Maybe you're the guy who's going to take the Exo Shield, right? Maybe you're the guy who's going to take the Exo Stim, which is sort of a short round of health. We also have attachments specific to weapons classes, so things like the lightweight stock, which allows for faster quick draw. It's not available on the sniper rifle. So, one of the things we did with weapon loot in particular, with knowing that we had nearly 350 weapons in the game, there's a lot of weapons that will have increased abilities. And to keep them balanced, they also have trade-offs, and you've seen this with Call of Duty in the past. So maybe, a assault rifle that has faster quick draw will have reduced accuracy, or an SMG that has faster firing rate will have reduced reload time, right? So, or increased reload time. So it's all about trying to find that balance. Yes, people who are really good with snipers are going to be really good with snipers, just like people who are really good hip firing an AR are going to be good at that. And as long as we keep it balanced, which is always the goal, then we feel like no one's going to have an advantage.
All right, and finally, where are you at in the development, and what do you have left to do up to launch?
Wow, we're right at the very end. Right now, it's about polishing. There are some little tweaks that are going into the game. Yeah, I mean, with a few weeks left, what we want to do is kind of get as many of the bugs as we can, which we're doing. The team is really squashing them. And, if the little things like move this over here or change this, that's pretty much what we're doing. But, our goal has been and always will be to make a really clean, polished game.
All right, and just in case someone doesn't know, when is it coming out and what platforms is it out for?
Yeah, Call of Duty Advanced Warfare comes 4th of November on Xbox One, PS4, PC, 360, PS3, worldwide, and November 3rd, day 0.